Well, good morning, everyone. My name is MightyStream, and we are going to do the July 17th Spiritual Principle Day in a meditation. It's good to be with you today. Let's go ahead and get into that screen. Hopefully, if you are an early riser and you need it earlier or you live across the pond, you can just type in July 17th Spiritual Principle Day in the search bar of my channel, and you will get one that you can refer to and listen to as you drive to work or enjoy your morning. There will be several mornings I might have to repost older versions of it, which may include last year's or the year before, or that I will just post later. Okay, but you never have to miss because now every day is actually available if you know how to find it. Okay. The title of the meditation for today is July 17th. For July 17th, with hope comes resilience. Our hope is renewed throughout our recovery. Each time something new is revealed to us about our disease, the pain of that realization is accompanied by a surge of hope. That comes from the NA Step Working Guide book. Step 2, hope. Hope and resilience so often seem to be interconnected. I agree with that. In active addiction, our resilience was largely based on our dishonesty. Many of us bounce back from difficulties thanks to our capacity for manipulation, shadiness, and flat out denial. Hope kept us going too, even if our only hope was to not get caught. When our kid, our coworker, or current friend with benefits confronted us with the truth, trying to make us see how we hurt or disappointed them, we could not and would not deal with that. Same with law enforcement. I swear, officer, that's not mine. These aren't even my pants. Anything that poked a hole in the story we told ourselves was to be soundly rejected. Or else, it was the beginning of the end, which clearly it was, because here we are reading an entry from an NA book of spiritual principles. Our resilience lands us and then keeps us in NA. When our powerlessness and unmanageability are revealed to us in step 1, we stay despite the desire to escape. Through meetings, our first service commitment, relationships with other recovering addicts, and a higher power, we find hope that we can stay clean. Instead of avoiding the truth, our solution is now to uncover it. The process of working the 12 steps thoroughly, whether it's the very first time we are diving in or the 100th, involves actively and methodically confronting our disease, our ego, our flaws, our fears, and our mistakes. As a result, we often experience considerable pain, regret, and shame. But hope is here, too, among those revelations. Hope for serenity, for courage, and for wisdom. We may not experience a surge of hope, as in the quotation above, but a spark will do just fine to keep us bouncing back and moving forward. When I acknowledge or reveal something about myself that causes me pain, I will make every effort to acknowledge the hope that follows as well. I can get through this. I know I can. What a beautiful meditation. Let's take a moment of silence, followed by the We version of Serenity Prayer. Moment of silence now. Thank you, God. Grant us the serenity to accept the things that we cannot change, the courage to change the things that we can, and the wisdom to know the difference just for today. Please and thank you. How powerful is that meditation? Talking about with hope comes resilience. And honestly, if we all go back to our using days, anybody that had any blunt truth for us, any confrontation for us about how our using was hurting them, any intervention. Oh my goodness. While I love interventions, I mean, it takes a team to actually pull off an intervention where the person that is being intervened upon will actually participate. And if the people involved don't have their ducks in a row and follow the suggested guidance for intervention, it can go sideways so fast and make matters worse. The using person that is being confronted by loved ones about their using and the impact has developed such a pattern of manipulation and shadiness and flat out denial that it's very difficult to even think that they will. Maybe they'll shed a few crocodile tears, but that it will really have any impact because they become used to wiggling free out of uncomfortable situations. And they had a small flicker of hope of not getting caught, of not being confronted, of not having to do the time, pay the ticket. And that's why we call that the wreckage of our past when we finally do get clean. And if you're like me, you probably have some wreckage of your past that you need to address. The sooner the better. Okay. Let your sponsor be your guide in that area. But here we are now, reading a piece of literature that is meant to help us, that is meant to help us make the understanding, the interpretation, the digestion of spiritual principles easier for us in terms that we can understand. How beautiful is that? I'm really excited about today's meditation. And so, when we stop avoiding the truth, our hope and our resilience become evident just in that first little spark of not reverting to the things that we used to do, of not walking away, of not arguing, of not paying attention. You don't have to like what you're hearing, but to listen to it because the person is reaching. They're throwing a lifeline and they're saying, this hurts me. And if we're going to continue to interact, I need for you to get clean and stay clean. Take some humility too. But I know that you can do it. I know that you've done it, or otherwise you wouldn't be here. And it's possible after even getting clean, right? Especially by the time we work ourselves through our fourth step and all the way through to understanding our character defects and the eighth step and the ninth step. It's very possible even after putting the drug down and staying clean, there are going to be moments when people have an opportunity, hopefully that we've afforded them, to confront us about how we've hurt them in the past. And my thing is humility with this hope and resiliency will take that relationship further down the road where it needs to be, closer to where it needs to be, right? And so this is a active program of being able to acknowledge and reveal to ourselves the things that have been painful, not just for others, but painful for us, and not running from them, but making every effort to acknowledge the impact that they've had, but doing it with hope and resilience, and pushing us further towards staying clean indefinitely, right? That's what they call the infinity medallion of staying clean for the rest of our lives. And if we don't, we know where to go so that we can get back up on our feet. My name is MightyStream. I've enjoyed talking to you. I hope that you have a beautiful day on purpose.